Ramona, and today I'm here with my really good friend Melissa. Melissa Wood Health. So we're actually in New York. This is a really fun video because I get to step out of the same kitchen ones that I'm always doing.
And hang out with me.
I get to hang out with Melissa, exactly. And I really wanted to bring her on because a lot of you have been asking for workout videos, and I don't do a lot of them because I feel like I want to make sure I'm giving like expertise info on it, and I've got Melissa here for that. So we're gonna do this one all on core because everyone feel like it's the majority of concern, right?
Everyone wants a killer core.
Everyone wants a killer
Yes.
core. So we're gonna go through some workout. Basically, you're gonna put us through a workout, right?
I'm going to put you through a series, and I think the most important thing to highlight here is that when you're working your core, most people think like you're just sitting there doing crunches. This is going to be a different type of series where we're getting the full body involved. We're really using our legs, but it's all focused on creating those beautiful, long, lean lines in your core.
Exactly. And then at the end of the video, we're going to go through a few diet tips, but we just want to make a quick note. These are not like restrictive. It's not cut this out. No. It's strategic, how to like eat strategically for your core.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of like, I believe what we share the same philosophy with ways to really just help enhance your core. Is that a good way? Do you think that's a good way to say it?
And one thing I've always said too, I feel like even just, this might sound, I mean, I don't know how it will sound, but having like the positive energy and just like not putting so much pressure on yourself.
So important.
It's so important for how your results will come out. And it's not just like a cliche, like it's really true. So,
oh my God.
Yeah.
It's the most important thing.
That's probably why right after having a baby, like your core is so tight because she's just happy and positive and you never put any stress on yourself.
No,
so
not anymore.
Inspiring.
I did for years and that doesn't work.
And you look better now that you don't.
I feel better.
Yeah.
I believe that's how you look better.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do the workout.
Okay. I want you to stand with your feet hip width apart. Keep a soft bend in your knees whenever you're standing. This really helps protect your lower back. And even right here, I want you to think, pull that belly button in towards your spine, but release any tension in your body while you do that. So you're not holding any tension, you're just mindfully bringing your attention here. And now slowly just tucking your chin in towards your chest and roll down bone by bone. Take it really slow. And as you roll down, your knees will bend a little bit more. Just keep going until your fingertips hit the mat and then slowly walk yourself out into a plank. So coming into a plank here. Now, one really important tip, I want you to think you're pushing the floor away. Your fingers are really long and then plug that belly button in. You're gonna tap your right knee into your right elbow. Envision it touching. If it doesn't quite reach, set that down and switch to the left side. So stay really steady in your body. And we're literally just moving your knee, your leg, tapping the knee into the elbow. Breathe. Give me 3 more each side. Really use your breath here for these last 2. Stay really strong, breathe into it, last one. Set those knees down, take your knees really wide, and sit back into a child's pose. Just take a breath. Exhale, side out through your mouth. Let everything go, and just keep coming back to your breath. It's crazy how, when you let that go, everything else tends to go. It really keeps you fueled. So now we're gonna interlace our fingers, come into a forearm plank. But I want everyone to hug your elbows in. Your elbows are directly underneath your shoulders. Now step back into a plank. Keep that hips distance between your feet, pulling that belly in. We're gonna lift that right heel up 2 inches. Place it down, switch, lift the left. Keep the belly plugged in, breathe, give me 8 more. Try not to rock and sway. Keep your gaze down towards your palms, breathe. Place the knees down and just sit back into a child's pose with your legs pressed together. Swing those legs around. Come up really high on your sit bones. So sitting up nice and tall, press the soles of your feet into the mat. And then I want you to reach your arms forward like you're almost grabbing something in front of you. And even here, I want you to think, plug that belly button in. So breathe the belly button towards the spine. Now tuck that tailbone under towards the pubic bone and slowly roll down. So I want you to roll down to where you really, really feel it. Right there, that's the lower abdominals. Now keep those arms open nice and wide. Bring that right knee in towards that left elbow, place it down, switch sides and really twist into it for 10. Keep the belly pulled in, 9.
Seems good.
Reach, yes. Reach and now slowly tuck under. Take it really, really, really slow. Exactly, let it go. Take your arms overhead, shake out your legs. And now I want you to open your legs up about as wide as the mat, right? So, or as wide as your hips, point your toes. This is the most important thing. I want you to really activate the legs. Take your fingertips behind your head and let your head hang heavy in your hands. So you're not pulling up on your neck. And you can interlace your fingers in the back if that helps. So hold right here. I want you to breathe that chin in towards your chest. Keep your gaze into your belly button. And we're gonna go around the world. So go over to the right, breathe. So these are teeny tiny little circles. Don't pull up on your neck.
So you're lifting with your stomach?
So you're lifting, exactly. So you're breathing up through the lower abdominals and just doing you wanna make sure your shoulder blades are off the mat. That's where you really get in to your lower core. Breathe. 2 more, do you feel it?
Oh yeah.
I want you to.
Were you talking to me or them?
Both. Hold it here at the top. Roll down. Look to your right and to your left. Place your fingertips behind your head. Let your head hang heavy. Make sure your toes are pointed. Rest. Keep the toes pointed. It really sculpts the legs. And you can put a band around your ankles here too. Tuck chin into chest. And now reverse the circles for 10. Keep the shoulder blades lifted, 9. Give me 3 more, guys. We're almost there. Well, not really, I'm lying. Point your toes. Point your toes, yes. 2. On 1, lower down for a breath. Shake your head out. Come right back up. Tuck chin into chest. And now we're gonna reach over towards the left with the right palm. Keep the left palm underneath your hand and then switch. Now I really want you to reach for something. So as you reach, that shoulder blade is fully lifted off the mat. Crossover, reach, breathe. Keep the toes pointed. 5 more. And now taking your arms just along your side here and in like a soft V. Now press the floor away here. So not only are we working our core, we're getting into our triceps here when you're pressing the floor away. I want you to lift that right leg, but we're coming into this diamond shape. So internally rotate the leg, point the toe. And as you reach the toes up towards the ceiling, you're tapping your foot, coming halfway down. So you're extending them in opposition and then going right back into it. Keep that left shoulder blade lifted for 10. 1, hug your knee into your chest.
Do you think if like my toe is so hard to stay pointed, do you think it's just tightness? Like if someone else has that problem?
A lot of people have that. I like to say challenge. I don't think it's a big issue, but it's also just getting used to it, like bringing energy towards the thing that you're focusing on. So just keep trying to really point.
It does feel good.
But it might be tight if you wear heels too.
I do wear heels a lot.
So switching sides, take your fingertips behind your head if you like, or keep that your arm to the floor. Internally rotate this left leg in that diamond shape. Reach the right fingertips towards the toes. Take the arms back out to the V. Take your legs, take your legs straight up to the ceiling. So right here, let's set up. Breathe that belly button in towards your spine. Press the heels together. The toes are apart, so coming into that Pilates stance. Drop down to a 40-degree angle. Toes are pointed. Cross the left over the right over the left. Breathe. Press the floor away. This really helps stabilize. And cross a little faster. Breathe the belly button in for 5, 4, 3. It makes such a difference, right? And open your arms out a little bit more to a V. 2, 1. Hug knees in for a breath. Come right back out, heels together, toes apart. And now just tiny little heel taps. This one looks like nothing, but it really, it really kills. Breathe for 10. Hug everything in. I want you to grab your ankles, make yourself into a tiny little ball. And then extend your legs, heels together, toes apart, arms overhead. Bring those arms around, grab your ankles, extend, give me 8 more. 7. Let your head, neck, and shoulders go. Open your knees nice and wide and just rock side to side. And shaking out your head. And now coming to your side. So getting some side line in really sculpts your core. So I want really long body. Think your body's in one long train. This bottom leg is long. The top leg just place on top. And then the most important thing here, I want you to look at my bottom rib. Your body's really long. You're pressing the floor away with this left palm and then lift this bottom rib so there's an inch between your waist and the mat. Lift your top leg in alignment with your hip and your toes are dangling down here. So just give me tiny little pulses. Keep the belly button pulled in and you're just dropping down an inch, lifting up an inch. Breathe. Give me 5 more. It looks like nothing, but we'll kick in about 2 seconds. 2, 1, hold it there. Give me tiny little circles going forward, but try to stay really, really steady so you're not rocking back and forth. So you're really using your core here. For 3 more. 2, 1. Lift your leg 2 inches higher because it tends to drop. Reverse for 10, 9, 8, 7. Hold that belly in for these last 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Now you're gonna point to lift the toes up to the ceiling. Flex the foot to lower. Tap heel to heel, and I want you to squeeze the inner thighs. Lift, lower, point to lift. Flex to lower, tap those heels. Give me 8 more. Keep that bottom rib lifted for 7, 6, 1. Come up on this right forearm, and we're gonna stack those legs really long. So coming into a side plank here, stack the legs, pull that belly in, lift that top leg high, and just drop the hips down an inch, lift up an inch for 10, 9, breathe. 1, come down for a breath. We're gonna go right back up and do one more thing and then switch sides. So breathe. Really try to press the floor. Your hand will lift a little bit, so if you want to take your hand into a fist, if that's better for you.
That's easier, actually.
That might work. I'll do that too. So lifting up, stack the legs, lift that top leg high, and now I want you to thread the needle through and then open up. Try to take your gaze up towards the ceiling. Breathe. Give me 8 more. Last one. Drop it down, switching sides. Rest your head, and then lift this bottom rib. Relax your shoulders. Lift that top leg in alignment with your hip. Tiny pulses here for 10, 9. Tiny little circles, and look at my toes, how they're literally like hanging down towards the floor. 5 more this direction. Lift that leg 2 inches higher, reverse for 10. Hold it there. Now you're gonna point the toes to lift. Flex the foot, tap heel to lower for 10. Bring it down. Now coming up onto the left forearm, stack the legs. Press those hips up, pull belly in, feel that top arm high, and give me tiny little hip pulses. So you're just dropping down an inch, lifting up an inch. Give me 8 more. Arm high, thread that needle through, take it up, give me 8 more. Come down, press yourself back into your downward facing dog. Pedal everything out, let everything go. I want you to come really high on your toes, like you're tipping forward. But you're gonna use your core to pull in, press yourself back, drop those heels into the mat. And then take a big inhale. We're gonna come up high on the heels, now like you're rolling through your spine to come into your plank. Press the floor away, fingers really long, pull belly in, tip forward an inch and back an inch for 10, 9. 1, hold for these last 5, 4, just really strong. 3, 2, on 1. Drop your knees down.
Shaky.
So shaky. In such a short period of time, it just shows you that although this was really focused on your core, I feel like my arms are sore, my legs are shaking, right?
I agree.
So let's just take a breath. Take a wide leg child's pose. Melt your torso. Fold it into the mat. Take a big inhale through your nose. Exhale, sigh everything out through your mouth. Slowly come up. And there you go.
Good. I love it. I love Melissa's workouts because I always feel good after, like good sore. Like it's never like something really hurts or like, you know, it's just like a good, I don't know.
Yeah, I think you'll feel it when you're using the right muscles and when you learn how to use your body. That's what my workouts are really designed to do, is help you to really like understand, oh, wait, that's pulling in, that's letting everything go. And
that's actually, before we get into diet tips, that's actually one thing I would love as a takeaway for this video for them. Sometimes I know when I'm in a workout class, since I'm not like an instructor, before you hear them saying things, but you kind of tune it out because you're just like doing your own thing and you're tired. But if you really listen when someone says like, pull your belly button in, like lift your hip up, those little things make such a difference. That was my mistake for years, was I just wasn't really like registering for some reason.
Right, because workouts are hard. So you're trying to like kind of get through them. But I find when you do listen to those little cues, it makes your movement, you become so much more conscious, and then you see results like that.
It will get you better results.
Entirely.
So, okay, I want to go over our little, like, we each have like one kind of method, and I agree with yours, you agree with mine, so it's perfect, but I'll let you share yours on people that ask, what can I eat, what can I do for a tight core?
Yeah, so it's so funny because I think our minds are programmed because of marketing and certain beliefs that have kind of flooded our minds about cutting carbs. And I actually believe the opposite. Of course, I'm not telling you to go eat white enriched pasta. However, I believe that carbs really fuel us and give us energy. Every cell in our body is made of glucose. So I think it's really important to have healthy carbohydrates in your diet. And it really boils down to one thing we fully agree on, is food pairing and food combining makes such a difference.
You guys have heard this on my channel for sure, but this is almost what bonded us originally.
I live it and breathe it. It's like and it's so funny because it's not a strict way of life. It's just a way of understanding what works to reduce bloat.
Exactly. Which is a kind of, so hers really, you want to talk about food combining, the order in which you eat food. Tell them the green juice thing you mentioned earlier.
Right.
It was great.
It's so funny because when I was working one-on-one with clients, one of the biggest things was, I would be working with someone, they're like, I eat this hearty, healthy salad, and, maybe they would have, let's say, salmon, or if they were eating animal protein, clean grilled chicken. And then after, they'd have their green juice. And it's so funny when you experiment with this, and I always say experiment with it because it's like, you're gonna hear a lot of things from everyone. Try it on for yourself. So if you think of this like the digestion tract like this, it's like having a salad and you have chicken, right? So you haven't broke that down, and then you have a green juice, and it's like the green juice wants to go right through you because it digests the fastest. It's a liquid, and it has nowhere to move because it's still waiting for you to break down, especially the animal protein, because it takes anywhere from 5 to 6 hours to digest that. So I always say, I'm plant-based, Mona's plant-based. I'm not telling you to be plant-based. If you eat animal protein, just experiment with, okay, so maybe when you start getting hungry around noon, you have your green juice, you order your salad, and then your lunch comes, you eat your salad, watch the difference in bloat. Guarantee it's a massive
And the
difference.
good thing is the green juice digests really quickly, like 20 minutes or something. Like
sometimes even faster, depending on what you have in it.
Right, agree. So food combining, and mine is just my tip on core, which I've personally seen a huge difference is finding things that bloat you, because for years I thought that my stomach was just like chubbier or whatever, and I would always be like, why do I hold so much fat in my midsection? I remember like literally thinking, this was years ago when I had kind of the wrong mindset on how to tackle weight and everything. I literally went to look into cool sculpting, which is like freezing fat. And this doctor was like, this is like just distension. This isn't, and it stuck out so far that I literally thought I was like pounds heavier.
I remember when you were going through this.
I was like, I need to get cool sculpting. I can't figure out what's going on. Then once I realized how to control bloating, which honestly, I'm going to be totally real, I'm still not 100% on. Like I bloat very easily.
It's normal to bloat.
It's right.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can go from like 0 to like 5 months pregnant, like easily. Right. But between food combining, little tips like making sure if you bloat a lot on raw veggies or fruit, which I do, I strategically eat them. I'm not going to stop eating them, but I'll eat them sometimes for dinner so that I give myself overnight to like get bloated and then de-bloat by morning. I won't eat them for like morning.
Okay.
And then during the day, I'll try to do cooked veggies, cook like everything with even like more water so it's softer. Think of it like a little mushier it is, the better you're going to digest it. So finding your ways to control bloat, I swear you may think that you're heavier than you are, and it's like night and day.
So eating half raw and half cooked definitely helps. I know for myself, and when I was working one-on-one with people, it was notice a major shift. And another thing too is I think this is just through my own experience. When I was dealing with crazy bloat too, it is a sign that there is something going on in your gut.
Which there is with me, exactly.
Because it could be a parasite. There could be something that you're not aware of. I know for myself, I was dealing with a ton of issues. And then the cleaner I became, the cleaner my system became, the less, I rarely bloat. And I was like the bloating queen. So
I don't even know what it's like not to bloat anymore because it's been, but I'm still, I have to share that because
no,
I know
it's important.
And we're like, supposed to be the experts on things, but it's not always perfect. Like things will go wrong. And I'm still dealing with it. I'm testing, I'm doing allergy tests, and I'll figure it out and I'll share when I do. But in the meantime, to control it, just know that it's okay. It's not, it's not your actual, not always your weight, and that will help. Neither of us really agree with blueberries are going to give you flat tummy. Everyone's different. There's no food that's specifically targeted. Just eat clean food combine.
I also find something that's really helped for me is I was a huge snacker. I used to snack all day long.
Me too.
And I was never giving my body a break to break down the food.
And even if it was healthy snacks,
it doesn't matter.
I would be like, oh, I'm eating healthy.
I was constantly filling my system where it was I didn't allow it that space to digest, which now I snack occasionally if I'm hungry, but I eat a full meal. When I sit down to eat a meal, it's I will eat a substantial meal and I'm good for a good, sometimes 4 hours, and I'm fully digesting that food. Yep. Especially because I don't eat animal protein, it doesn't take me as long.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
Such a difference.
And a little peppermint tea in between, something like that, like a matcha, something to hold you over. Sometimes it's just perfect in between meals. So those are our tips. I hope this helps you. And I think this takeaway is just be gentle on yourself. It goes all the way back to the basics of just eating clean, whole foods, and just, no easy markety shortcuts.
No, not at all. I think it's, when we were discussing this before, we're there isn't a list of foods. I think it's more about mindset and the energy towards everything that you're doing, and really learning to understand your body and movement too, the series we just did.
Right.
I think when you learn to really engage your core, you'll bloat less.
Yeah,
you bloat less.
I agree.
You learn how to use your body and activate those muscles.
Right.
So, sorry for all that.
This is a little bit out of order, but I got to add one more thing in because I also learned how good it is to just engage your core all day.
When you're walking.
When you're walking, it gives you better posture, helps you walk better in heels, and it holds any little bloat you have in. So it's kind of good, right?
Totally.
It's a win-win-win. So I hope you guys like this video. We'll pop up all of Melissa's info, and where can they find you? Instagram, YouTube?
You can find me on Instagram at Melissa Wood Health. My website is Melissa Wood Health, and my YouTube is Melissa Wood Health.
I love it. Same with me, right? Consistency.
It's really easy.
And we'll link them all below. If you guys have any questions, leave them below. And please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.